Hi there. You're not alone. Many others like you have asked, what does it mean to dress modestly? Let's find out, shall we? You can discover this answer and more on gotquestions.org. The biblical instruction to, quote, dress modestly is found in 1 Timothy 2:9. We'll study that momentarily. But first, as a pastoral epistle, 1 Timothy is a letter of instruction and encouragement written by the Apostle Paul to Timothy, who was overseeing the church in Ephesus. In verses 1 through 7, Paul establishes his authority and calls all believers to live and behave in a peaceful and holy manner representative of Christ. Then, specifically in verses 8 through 10, he writes, "Therefore, I want the men everywhere to pray, lifting up holy hands, without anger or disputing. I also want the women to dress modestly, with decency and propriety, adorning themselves not with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes, but with good deeds, appropriate for women who profess to worship God." These commands for behavior and appearance are linked to the worship of God and to public witness. 1 Peter 3:1-4 gives similar instructions. Wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that, if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives, when they see the purity and reverence of your lives. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. Peter also instructs husbands to be considerate of their wives, who are heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. At the core of dressing modestly is reverence for God. Rather than seek to garner attention through appearance, godly women and men are to seek to glorify God. Rather than be societally known for their clothing or hairstyle, they should be known by their character and how they honor God. You are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others, that they might see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Modesty also has to do with respect for others. Our outward appearance does communicate things to the watching world. When believers overly flaunt wealth, beauty, or status, the world misunderstands who God is. When we dress in respectable apparel with modesty, we better represent the truth of God. We better demonstrate that our worth is in Him. Our appearance also affects fellow believers. We should be cognizant of our choices and be willing to lay down our own rights for the sake of the spiritual maturation of others when necessary. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. Do not cause anyone to stumble. For I am not seeking my own good, but the good of many, so that they may be saved. It's also important to consider the cultural and situational context. For example, in the United States, it would be immodest to wear a ball gown to serve at a soup kitchen. However, that same gown might be appropriate at a charity fundraising event. Our clothes should demonstrate a right understanding of God, ourselves, and the people we are around. In conclusion, dressing modestly often requires us to check our motives. Are we dressing to draw attention to ourselves, to feel superior, to engender jealousy in others, to incite lust, out of idolatry? If so, we need to check our hearts and possibly change our clothes. May our choices be grounded in glorifying God and focusing on that which is of eternal worth. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. All right, that answers your question. What does it mean to dress modestly? Thanks for watching.